gentlemen, welcome to Touching Tips, a podcast dedicated to the world of PSVR 2. My name is Karen Alive and Well, and I'll be introducing your hosts. From the west of Ireland, he is a visionary, a leader, a sensual and generous lover, as I can attest. Petrifying Pumpkins. Pumpkins was once a successful businessman before a tragic incident left him with stage 2 ligma of the mind. No longer able to run his multinational POG corporation, Pumpkins turned to his other passion, PSVR. Hence this channel and later podcast were born. Pumpkins is famous all over the world thanks to the various Easter eggs dedicated to him in PSVR exclusive Firewall 0 Hour. Most famously, if you go to the hangar map, in the air control tower, you will see radar screens with various aircraft designations that, when combined, spell out petrifying pumpkins. It really does make him better than you. From Mexico, he has many names: El Chupacabra, El Fuego, El Pasión. But around here we call him Mr. 777 or Jackpot. Mr. 777 moved to the United States as a wee lad. A former Xbox fan, Jackpot gave up on Team Green when he discovered the future is virtual reality, and has been on PlayStation since. Jackpot lives with his mother, in her basement. She reached out to Pumpkins, begging him to let Jackpot be a co-host as she worries about his lack of social communication skills, as you will soon see for yourselves. He turned to marijuana at a young age and has reached a stage where if he were to ever stop smoking, the shock to his system would kill him immediately. Jackpot has a heavily stained pillow that he calls Amanda. He believes that she is real and that he is in a long-term relationship with her. His catchphrase is, "Bitch." And finally, all the way from the frigid wastes of Canada, comes Muzz. Muzz has a passion for maple syrup and discussing PSVR 2. He once got lost in the frozen tundra of northern Canada with his best friend. The ordeal was harrowing and led to Muzz eating the remains of his friend in order to survive. Shortly after, Muzz turned to VR gaming as a way to escape the horrors of the reality he leaves every time he puts on the headset. It's worth noting that while Muzz maintains his best friend was dead before he began to consume him, later studies of the remains hinted at the possibility that the friend died from infections that were caused from bites, though due to a handling error, the evidence was deemed inadmissible and Muzz walked free. He also has a cat. Without further ado, let the show begin. I've been Karen Alive and Well, and I will now hand you over to the strong, sexy hands of Pumpkins. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and all that usual YouTube shite.
What the fuck is this?
And the cameras are all going to be messed up because Jackpot joined late. I went into the wrong menu as
What the fuck is this?
Touching tips instead.
Oh no.
And that's reset my camera because I went into the wrong one. So just bear with me as well. There we go. That's fixed me. So Muzz.
This is every day. I don't know why you're like.
This is your fault. This is 100% your fault for being late,
No.
as usual.
I can
Wait.
duck down.
I don't know what you mean by late.
I fixed you, Muzz. Don't worry.
Damn, Muzz is half. There you go.
And then Jackpot.
Weren't you like sitting down on the computer for like 30 minutes? How did you figure this out?
There we go. What are you talking about?
The whole camera situation.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? I can't set up
This
the
is a
cameras
mess.
until you join. All right. Once you join, then I know like it changes the layout on Discord. Okay.
Doesn't have it memorized.
And every week you're late. Every single week. All right. Just by like a couple of minutes, but that's all it takes to ruin everything. Like you've ruined this entire intro. I haven't even said hello to everyone there in the chat. All right.
Just say hi. Hurry up.
Donnie is there. How you doing, Donnie? Thank you for the encouraging people to smash the thumbs. I appreciate it. LSB is there shaking his head. Ex-friend of Jackpot. LSB was there playing golf with us yesterday. He says he doesn't associate with you anymore. Did I die?
What do you mean? We just play Battlefield. We were kicking ass.
Listen, I don't know. He's saying one thing to you. He's saying another thing to me. I don't know what's going on. Matt Marjanovic is back. Met us again 2 days in a row of my favorite show. Thank you, Matt. Jack Boss likes to call you a different name.
What do you mean?
And Jackpot became a sponsor, by the way, while we were in. But we missed the alert. I'm trying.
Unintentionally. I thought I already canceled my
Why
membership.
can't I play it again? No, never mind. I'll ignore that. But thank you, Jackpot, for your generosity. Jeremiah is here as well, and they're both enjoying the intros, Matt and Jeremiah. Test is good. I didn't want to look at them anyway, says Donnie. Thank you, Donnie. I appreciate it. I am the star. Number one. Anyway, racist. Vegas. Muzz, Jackpot, how you been? Tell the people.
Doing
they want
good.
to know. Tell them your personal details. You know?
I bought 3 VR games a couple days ago.
3.
Oh shit!
What
3
you get? Name them.
splurge.
Name them and
I
share
got-
them.
The first Red Matter. I got Propagation Hotel,
Ooh.
Paradise Hotel, and I got Saints and Sinner Chapter 2. Retribution.
Damn.
It's a nice selection.
Nice.
Decepticon
Yeah.
told me to pump up my mic, so let me know how that test is now that I've pumped it up.
Did you try any of them, Muzz, already?
All but Propagation Paradise Hotel.
Ooh, it's a good one. What do you think of Red Matter?
It looks on par with the second one. So it looks exactly the same. It's just all puzzles basically. But
Yeah.
they did refine the movement a little bit better. Like using the jetpack in Red Matter 2 is a lot better than how they do it in the first game.
I haven't played the second one yet.
Head back.
Yeah, the second one you actually just like press the boost button and you go up in the air and you just fly. But in the first game you have to like look at the ground and you point. You make like a little
the arch thing.
Yeah, the arch
Yeah.
with the little circle, and then when you let go, you just like hover to that spot.
And you can speed
you
it
can
up
change-
as well by like
Yeah,
pressing a
you
button.
you can speed up or slow down, but you have to like go to that one spot that you chose. Where the second one has more freedom, you can just float around wherever you want. So it's better that way.
Nice. And what you said the other one was? Walking Dead, Sense and Sinners?
Yeah, Retribution, which I haven't started that one. Well, actually, I haven't started that one yet because I'm still trying to finish the first game. So.
Okay.
Damn.
Understandable. It does feel like an expansion, so you kind of need to do the first one as well.
Yeah.
Decepticon, but I don't know if I said hello to Decepticon, but hello and welcome. And Muzz says, or sorry, Donnie says Muzz is balling, and then the cash emoji because he bought 3 games on sale on Black Friday for like $2 each or something.
No.
I wish they were $2
What did
each.
it cost you, Muzz? What did that set you back for 3?
They were all about like the $30 mark.
Damn.
$90.
Right, you're right, Donnie. He is
Canadian
balling.
bucks.
90 Canadian Monopoly
I'm
monies.
Canadian.
Monopoly money.
Take my plastic money.
That's the currency.
And Jackpot, what's been going on with you? I know you've had your extended family over. They're all gone now. Does the house feel empty? Do you feel alone? Do you miss Mommy and Daddy? Mama and Papa?
It doesn't feel alone, but of course I miss him. But it's nice to not have 15 people in here.
They can't protect you from Amanda now. They're gone.
That's right. Just when the
I
bruises
know. I
started
try
to heal.
to. I try to like every other time. I'll try to like when we were all eating. I would like look at my mom and try to do all the signals that
Yeah.
when you're in danger.
SOS.
And I looked, and Amanda was always just like this.
The lights are just got putting out a cigarette on your wrist while you're doing
Pressing-
just like burning the shit on the side.
Putting the high heel into his shin or something under the table.
Yeah.
Classic.
I tried.
Classic. If you've been
Didn't work.
affected
Maybe
by any of
next
the
year.
issues raised in today's episode of Touch and Tips, please contact 1890-451-451. Matt Miravana says, wish I had that pumpkin cash from that pumpkin patch, yo. I wish I had that Canadian cash from that Canadian patch. And Shane Humberstone is back. How you doing, Shane? Nice to see you again. So yeah, we've got the formalities out of the way. I don't think it's going to be an awful long episode. It wasn't a huge amount I could find, but we can bring up anything you want to talk about. Just because I don't have it on the list doesn't mean we can't talk about it. And of course, we got the fax machine. It's not too late to get something in the fax machine as well, by the way. If you go to the Discord, look for the fax machine channel, and then you can type in like a question or something that you want us to talk about or cover. Usually it's people asking us like, would we rather eat shit or drink piss or something along those lines, but
Best
Highly
part of the show.
sophisticated stuff. Highly
yeah,
sophisticated.
it is. It's my favorite part, and we save it for the end. Anyway, First
Force
topic.
you to stay until
First
the end.
topic. Actually, we're going to actually shame Jackbot for this first topic because Jackbot was a
Oh,
lying
yeah.
little bitch, and he got this completely wrong, and he is a lying little
Nope.
bitch and a bitch,
Nope.
and also he's a
Nope.
bitch, by the way.
Nope. Not my
Jackbot,
fault.
what's happening? So, do you want to cover this, Jackbot? Why are we talking about breachers?
Because
There's
Sony
Sony.
are little bitches. Yeah, Sony,
Okay.
because Sony is delaying this game. Everything was ready to go, and Sony was like, "No, just because we hate you and we hate VR, we're gonna just delay this game because it's not passing the Q&A, the testing, but it's
So
bullshit
why is
because
it
you
not
see some
passing?
games that come out.
It mustn't be ready then if it's not passing the Q&A.
Of course, that's ready. That's making excuses. What's
Well,
the
if
game
it's
you
ready, then it
played?
should be passing the QA. And you said it would be out in
Sure.
November.
Was Firewall
You
ready?
looked into your crystal ball. Well, it released.
Shut up.
It didn't get delayed. They said it's coming in
Right, but
August,
it
and it came out
should've.
in August.
Right, and we'll look at the issues, right?
Yeah. Well, listen, I
So
assume that
wasn't
the
ready.
reason that this is because like frame rate. I think that's why a lot of these get delayed is because the frame rates don't hit. And Phasmophobia as well. They specifically mentioned the frame rate on that one particular map on PSVR 2, like fucked it up,
But
and
like,
that's why they had to delay.
but in
it.
Phasmophobia, the map was an issue with everybody on PC. It just didn't work for anybody, really.
Yeah, but there's nobody watching. Like, there's nobody. Like, no guardians of Steam or whatever to make sure that nobody's getting motion sick or whatever. Whereas Sony are like, no, we need to make sure people have the best experience possible on VR and they're not getting sick and stuff.
Maybe it is because of that. There's some games that release that are trash. I'm not Firewall, obviously, but some other games that are trash. So I don't understand what the issue with
Yeah, but
this
it's not
is. But
about if it's good or not. It's just solely about
no,
technical
like
performance, like
issues, right?
at
I
least
think the
frame
things
rate.
that
Anyway.
Sony's mostly scared about would be frame rate and also like any social elements to the game, like
Yeah,
any parts where you can talk back and forth. They're scared of that kind of thing.
or giving the middle finger.
Yeah, or
to
doing
kids
that. Like,
and Among Us or whatever.
giving someone the
that's-
middle finger would be just the worst thing that could ever
Yeah.
happen in a video game. Really, like you can't have that.
So-
Can't even do
annoying.
that in Horizon. Single player game. Single player game. They will not let you give
Yeah.
the middle finger.
They
Or Firewall.
they don't want you giving the middle finger to Aloy. That's just not possible.
No. She's the star.
Yeah,
Uh,
not gonna happen.
Shane says, I missed the Halloween intro in Alvo. Damn, it's gone. Yeah, I don't like it when... Well, it's not why I don't like it. I like it when they're there, and it's nice that they're there for a temporary time because it makes it special or whatever, but then you feel empty when it just goes back to the way it used to be,
We'll always have the pumpkin skins, though.
We will always have them. Geisen says, the Suicide Guy passed QA, and that has really bad frame rates. All right, well then. Oh, we're going to talk about Suicide Guy later on.
There we go.
But, all right, you've just completely destroyed my argument, Geisen. So I don't know what to
Thanks,
tell you.
Geisen.
I don't know what to
He's
say.
on my side.
Well, maybe it has bad frame rates on PC, but maybe they had to fix it for the PlayStation version. We don't know. It's not out yet.
I assume. Oh, isn't it out? I think it is out.
Oh, never
So
mind.
I assume
My
Geisen
bad.
is talking about the PSVR 2 version.
Maybe they have different standards.
Did you
for
play it?
different games?
I have not played it. No, I just looked up a
No,
review
yeah.
and
I'm
I
asking
don't...
Geisen.
Oh,
Geisen
sorry. I'm
played it.
sorry, Geisen. Aaron was. I can't speak.
It's
or
just
think.
like never. It's just like every game. I think from now on, like we're saying, let's not pre-order games. I think every game, let's just expect it to get delayed. That's just what it is. And it sucks because you're like, well, developers, you don't even tell us when the games are coming out. But like sometimes it's not really up to them. And are they just gonna like stealth drop it? That's gonna mess up with their marketing plans and all that stuff.
I think the ones that are stealth dropping it, like Project Wingman, the way they did, like they probably knew that they didn't know when the fucking date was going to be because of Sony QA. So they're like, whatever. Whenever it's finished with them, it immediately goes out. If you
But
look,
there was no marketing for that.
well, there was like a trailer or whatever, but there was like nothing before that. But that's because they didn't want to give it. Well, I assume that didn't want to give a date because they couldn't commit to a date. Remember Alvo on PSVR 1 when they were like, "Oh, it's coming out next week," and then it getting pushed. They were like, "Oh,
years later.
Sony Q&A is delaying us and
3
delaying
months.
us and delays."
3
Yes,
months
got-
later, it
kept getting
finally
pushed. It
comes
was
in.
crazy. But then Alvo on PSVR 2 is like, "Oh, it's out tomorrow," or something like that, because they knew that Sony QA are little bitches and it's going to take them, like, don't give a date unless you're 100% sure you're going to hit it. So then Phasmophobia never did it on PlayStation before. Those developers, Kinetic Games, they never released a game on PlayStation before. Breachers, who's the developers of Breachers, by the way? What's their name? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, whoever they are, they never released on PlayStation either, so they didn't know these things, you know. But you better believe they'll know for next time, and they'll never reveal a date until it's gone through QA.
A bunch of bitches.
Yeah, maybe they're bitches, maybe they're not. I don't know. I mean, in the long run, it is a good thing that
No,
the QA is making sure. But it's not good that like some games are slipping through the cracks apparently, while others aren't. So I don't know what that's about.
Different standards. I don't know.
Is multiplayer? Do you think multiplayer games are judged differently?
Maybe.
Maybe for games like this, they're like, hey, let's get 5 people in the office or whatever to, you know, do the Q&A. And then for like good dog, bad dog, just have, you know, somebody's cousin check it out.
Don't subject anyone to that. Get a contractor in.
If that's the case, if it is multiplayer related, then they need to like maybe tighten up on some of their own games before release.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But man, I'm nearly sure like first party stuff has like set different standards to them. Like I
guess.
I don't know if I have any proof or not, but I'm nearly sure like first party stuff has an easier time getting through QA.
Well, either way, it sucks that it got delayed, but
yeah.
Oh well, another February game. What are we gonna do?
You're saying February? You don't think it's December?
No, I think it's gonna be before February. I think maybe December or January. I think February is gonna be too much, but I don't know. I mean,
you don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I'm asking you because you clearly don't know anything. You know.
Listen, 2 out of 3, all right, and I
You're a
was right, except that Sony were.
You're not right. You're not right about Phasmophobia unless it's February. If it comes out in February, then you're right about that.
I said it was gonna get delayed, and you said no, and it got delayed. And I told you this game is gonna come pretty soon. You're like, no.
No, you said it was coming in November. You said it was coming in November.
I know. Right. Before November, I said.
Last week I asked you, is this game getting delayed? And you're like, I don't know. Next week.
Shut up. Just
listen,
next
you've been
topic,
proven as a
right?
fraud. You're a fraud. Okay. Don't rush the next topic because we've only got like 3 left. Geisen says it is indeed out because Miles streamed it. So that's Miles Dyer over on Without Parole. And Shane Humberstone says maybe the guy that did the QA was a boz-eyed wazzock. Did I just say like a racist slur there?
I hope not.
Love Machine, how you doing? He says thumbs up, boys. And yes, Sony starting suck with VR games. Where is Firewall Ultra update? That's a good question as well. That's coming up in like 4 or 5 topics. We'll get to that. But yeah, Breacher's delayed. Bit of a sad one. But if it comes out in December, then like it's December all of a sudden becomes like a really stacked month because Vertigo was coming out there, and I think there's another couple of games that I can't think of at the top of my head.
I'm gonna bet that Breacher still comes out this year. I think it's gonna be December.
Yeah, I hope so. It all depends on what Sony found, you know, because Alvo, they found a lot with Alvo on PSVR 1, and that really dragged shit out. But yeah, sad times.
Yep.
I've seen some people blaming the Breachers developers, which I don't think is fair at all. They're like,
nah.
Some guy, because I put the post up, they put out a tweet explaining why the delay was. So I screenshotted I saved the picture they put up, and then I put it up on the, you know how you can post on YouTube, the community tab or whatever. And then someone replied there saying, you know, oh, they just gave us a date with no intention of meeting the days. But it's like, this doesn't benefit them at all. Like, you can't even pre-order Breachers, so it's not like they're making money. They want this out as soon as possible so that they can make money.
Yeah.
So just it's not their fault.
And there's like another like 5 other games, right, that all had delays. So it's not like it's just Breachers.
Exactly. And Quest games too are being delayed. Like the Attack on Titan got delayed.
Yeah.
There's another big Quest game got pushed out. I can't remember what it was though. And then obviously GTA. Where's that? You know.
These are all like small teams trying to like get these games on platforms. It's not the easiest thing,
and some of them are like first time, you know, releasing on PlayStation, so like they don't know the rules and shit,
time frames and all that kind of stuff.
Love Machine says Ultra same maps over and over, servers getting worse, but I keep playing hoping this update epic, fingers crossed. Love Machine. And Cog Resistance, how you doing, says Sup Pumpkin and others. And others, that's what you are, you're just others, all right. Are all the people you play with from USA and Canada? No, well, usually are because of the time of day I stream. Most of them are, but I do stream with, there's a couple of Australians I play with occasionally and UK people, unfortunately.
Some English chaps.
Unfortunately, the British get in occasionally. They slip through the cracks. But yeah, do we have any like crazy exotic location that joins us? We had some fella from Trinidad and Tobago actually not too long ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he was.
Who was that?
I don't know. I can't remember who he was. Was he in the game or was he in the chat? Maybe he was only in the chat. I can't remember.
Did you dream it?
It could have been a dream. It could have been a dream. We had Wales. People from Wales, England, Scotland, etc.
Whoa.
Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about Preachers unless you do.
No, it sucks.
Sad.
Well, it's fine.
Sad dog.
December.
Yeah, I want to play this game. I'm gonna buy it on the PlayStation VR 2 because of the controllers and all that. So, but it's fine. I don't think it'll be delayed that much.
Is this the $30 game? Do you think, or $40 game?
Breachers will be. It'll be $40 for me, but it'll be less for you guys.
Okay. That
I don't know.
Monopoly money, the inflation on that Monopoly money isn't crazy.
The printing. I think that it'll probably be $30. How much is on the Quest?
But it's been out for a while on the Quest though, so it's hard to judge it by that. Like it's going to be cheaper there. Like
okay, it's $30. $30 on the Quest. It's always been $30 on the Quest. So I think it's going to be probably. Yeah, I don't think we pay $40 for this. But that Sony, that PlayStation VR 2 tax.
Yeah,
so
they
I think could be $40.
Damn, I mean,
that's the same as Ultra, $40.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 30, just because they want more people to buy it and the player base to be bigger. But if people pay $40 for Firewall, this game is not like perfect or anything. But I mean, I don't want to get into Firewall, but this game works. It's fun. It's fun.
We'll get there. Get there. There's
not a lot of issues. Most of the time it's just like positive. It's not a lot of complaining about the game for the most part. It's just playing.
All right. Cog Resistance says, is Quest 3 already on its way? I assume you mean like a Quest 3 version of Breachers? Is that what you mean? Because yes, it is. If you can see on the screen there, I don't know. Is it already out?
Maybe he's lived underground for the past like 2 years.
Or does he mean the headset itself? I don't know.
Oh, the headset.
And Chopped is there with the ghost cock, and he says, "I'm out immediately." Nice to see you, Chopped. Goodbye. Cog says, "Are there any werewolves within like games coming out for PSVR 2 at all? I missed that. Among Us is the closest thing coming out, and we think no guarantee.
When is that? Where is it? Where is it?
I think it's coming on the 5th of December, but we don't have any proof of that. It's coming to
because
Pico.
Of that cheeky little
Pico. We plead the 5th. They said so.
Yeah.
Right after announcing the 5th of December for Pico.
It has to be. It has to be the 5th.
It has to be.
I hope.
But why are they leaving it so late?
I don't know.
God.
Maybe tomorrow. Thursday announcement on the PlayStation blog. Coming on the 5th. What days is the 5th actually?
Nah, it will be like they're gonna say it's out now or out tomorrow or some shit like that.
The 5th is Tuesday. The 5th is Tuesday. That Tuesday is a good day for a launch.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah.
It's not quite the same as Werewolves Within, but it's probably the closest you can get. The other closest thing you could do is get Pavlov and play the mode called Trouble in Terrorist Town, or TTT. That's like Werewolves Within, but with guns. It's actually quite good.
And if that other game, that Among Us clone ever comes there,
I don't think that's ever going to come.
No, I think maybe the guys from Among Us finally like close that down. Said it's like it's way too close to us. It's like copyright kind of stuff.
But it could be an easy game to copy,
Yeah.
If they just change
how much can you get away?
I
How much can you get? Like how close can you make a game that's like the same as another game without like getting,
Well, they even had the name. They even had the same name in there. So it's like,
they throw like 15 different adjectives in the fucking description.
It's like all the tags in there, like a YouTube video.
But if you can have Call of Duty and Medal of Honor coming out at the same time, they're pretty much the same thing. At least they were back in the day.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
But you don't have the name in the name.
Well, they changed the name, of course. But surely that's not a big deal. Give it a different name.
I knew it, Chopped. I knew it was you.
Love Machine says, Ultra, there were players last night sliding along the floor with 2 arms up, backwards, and firing with 1 hand.
Yep.
So stupid. Chop says, have to go cash my Arizona Sunshine voiceover check. Oh, yeah, he does. He does.
I knew
like
it.
That guy.
I called it. It was him.
There's a converter coming out for PSVR 2 to play PC games on Steam. Somebody got a message. Muzz, you get a message?
Maybe.
his butt plug is starting to go off again.
Your butt plug is short.
I've got the remote over here. I press the button and it goes off.
I have it set to keywords that someone might say.
Every time Chop's name is mentioned.
One of those panties, one of those that you have always on.
It's secretly whenever the ghost cock appears.
Decepticon says Inverse could be fun. He said this a few times. I haven't looked up that game yet, but I've heard good things about it. Like a 4v1 where one person is the monster or ghost or whatever it is.
Decepticon doesn't know about games.
No, that's true. Mass says we really need more ports from flat to VR like Bioshock, Dying Light. Honestly, Resident Evil 8 and GT7 are the best and most popular, and it can't cost as much as a game from scratch, can it? No, it can't. And we've seen Prey Dog, the modder, do it on PC by himself for free, single-handedly, so how are they not doing it? We've asked this question, and we will ask it like every week. We complain about this and how easy it would be for them to do this or make a studio or just hire Prey Dog, give him any amount of money and get him to do it himself, anything. There's so many things they could do, but they're not doing anything. It's frustrating. And I know a lot of people will say, well, a lot of Sony games are cinematic. They're not like all first person and easier to translate compared to other games. But then I would say, look at Resident Evil 4. That's a third person over the shoulder game, and they're making that a first person.
There's no excuses. There's no excuse.
So there isn't. No, you're right. There's no excuses. Put a bit of fucking effort into it, Sony, please. Owen Evans says, my God, such sexy beasts. How you doing, Owen Evans? Nice to see you again.
And all of Bioshock, all of the cutscenes are all in first person view. Like you're basically just watching stuff happen anyway.
Yeah, be like Resident Evil 8,
Yeah,
just copy that.
Only you just have the freedom to like look around rather than the camera making you look. Basically, that's all that would change.
Although giving you the ability to look around can break it, like, cause sometimes some weird shit can be happening in the background. Sometimes, if like in cutscenes where you're not supposed to be able to see, like a light source or something might appear to illuminate a character, and it'll look weird if you see it. Anyway, it's a small thing that they could fix.
Yeah.
Chap says, you made me go watch to see if it did. Well, gotta get that check. And then Ghost Cock emoji again, but I'm not hearing a buzz. Love Machine says, great stream, boys. Keep up great work. Love Machine.
Malfunctioning already.
Batteries are low. They're worn out from the last stream. Decepticon says, Jackpot was even saying how it looks fun because it got good reviews. He's just a smoothie and doesn't remember anything.
I don't remember that game. Yeah,
you don't remember Inverse? All right, fair enough.
No, I just go by assuming based on his record of recommendations. It's like out of 20 recommendations, 1 is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move on to the next topic, if you don't mind. Seeing as we're talking about Sony being bitches and stuff, Sony did put out a new advertisement, and I have it playing here beside me. And it's interesting because they already put out an advertisement like 2 weeks ago, except we were complaining that they showed off like Project Wingman and fucking what else was in that? Ghostbusters and stuff like that. Not the cream of the crop. There was no Resident Evil 8, there was no Gran Turismo 7, and now they've come out with this trailer with the same title, by the way, which is like Feel the New Real or Feel the Real, or there it is, Feel the New Real. It was the same thing, but this one is like pure CG, maybe some live action mixed in there as well. It's like way more high budget, but it seems to be showing off 3 different games. The last one is obviously Horizon Call of the Mountain, because you can see the big tall neck and she's climbing it, or he's climbing it, whatever. But then the first one, I'm going to go back to the beginning here. If it lets me, no, I guess it doesn't let me.
Now I haven't played through Horizon yet. Still, I haven't got around to playing it yet.
Right.
But, have you guys? You beat it, didn't you, Pumpkins?
Yeah, I did.
So Is there a part in that game where you actually climb a tall neck and fight one of those bird robots, like on a top?
Not simultaneously, if that's what you mean. Like that scene
Yeah,
in the game doesn't happen. Like you do climb a tall neck and you do fight those birds, but
not like at the same time.
no, like
But
that's way more
it's just-
dramatic looking.
Yeah, it is just a cinematic, but I mean, if it's showing like part of the game,
Yeah, it's
then
like
that
fairly
never happened.
it's fairly representative of what you see in the game. Like
Yeah,
plus he was climbing, so the whole game is like climbing. So to show it off. But that leaves the mystery of what is this first game, the sci-fi game, and then the second game, which some people seem to think is Resident Evil 4, but I'm not convinced it's Resident Evil 4. You know?
yeah. Like the only thing that it could resemble is Resident Evil 4, just on how it looks, but it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have the same. Like the characters don't look like they're out of Resident Evil 4.
There's nothing iconic from it that you would like, oh, that's Resident Evil, you know?
Yeah.
Like even the hand holding the torch doesn't have like the Leon gloves or whatever, and that torch looks weird.
Torch. It's like
It's a weird looking torch.
Space gun.
Yeah.
It's like a high tech torch. Like it's got like metal and shit going on in this. And
Some
like the thing that
flamethrower
makes it
something.
look like Resident Evil 4 is that you got like villagers. They kind of look like
Yeah.
European villagers chasing them, you know. But then he takes the
those-
flame. Sorry, go on. Mons.
The people that are like coming at you, they don't look like the villagers from Resident
No,
Evil.
well, I didn't
4.
get like a really close look at them, but
Yeah, you'd have to like freeze frame it and like kind of like look at each face or something.
Yeah.
But like the environment looks like it could be like a Resident Evil 4 kind of thing.
it does. Yeah, the building kind of does look like maybe that's in Spain, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. It is bizarre. Like it's not like
then-
instantly like, oh yeah. But this one, who knows what this is? That space game.
But this part I've freezed it on here, where he ignites a thing on the ground to cause a distraction. I don't think that's a very specific thing to show off. Like, you know, like I don't think that's in Resident Evil 4 unless it's in the remake. I haven't played the remake. Maybe there is some kind of distraction thing you can set off.
Maybe.
But then then it transitions to he goes down a well, and then that leads to Horizon, and then we'll loop back to the first one, the space one.
Climbing simulator.
Climbing simulator.
Yeah.
You're just salty. It's not on Quest.
No, I wouldn't even buy it if it was on the Quest. I don't care.
you're
We
lying.
got
You're
called
lying.
it what? Called not was it whatever the climb?
It's AAA visuals. You can see the individual pieces of moss. Your hands like brush over them, and you feel the little gentle ripple of them on your fingers in the controller. It's like amazing.
So you feel grass for $70. Cool.
It's on sale.
Where else
It's on
can
sale
where
for
else can you
40,
have that
right?
sensation, Jackpot?
Yeah,
Where else can
where?
you possibly do that?
I guess not here because it's the desert, but fuck $70.
The views are beautiful in that game, by the way. You know, it is all climbing, but why is climbing a bad thing?
It's not. It's just for that price. For me
Well, it's
personally,
the best
myself, I
climbing.
can't.
It's the best climbing, premium climbing. All right. Listen, I don't know.
I would
I
say-
haven't played other climbing games, so I don't know. Sorry, man.
I would say close to like maybe 40 to 50% of an Uncharted game is climbing. No one
There
complains
you go.
about that.
Well, this is more like 70 or 80% in fairness. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's excessive.
Yeah, it is.
But there's a lot of shooting too, and
It's like both stuff. Or you mean
Right.
Uncharted, sorry.
Yeah, on Uncharted, there's a lot of shooting. I've only played like half of one game with those.
But yeah, this first one, some people like, because I don't know who started this rumor or whatever, but I know Gamertag mentioned that he heard Returnal was coming
Yeah.
to PSVR 2. But
My first thoughts were Returnal or Farpoint 2. That's my first two
yeah,
thoughts. But
Fuck, dude.
Fairpoint 2
the-
is a good show.
the things on the screen are the things that confuse me, like the health things, like where it has the numbers showing. Like I'm guessing that would be health. That's
Yeah.
like on the screen.
And the one
Yeah,
on the right
on the
looks like an
left.
ammo counter, but it's going down when the
Yeah.
spaceship is crashing, so I don't get that either.
But even when they briefly are on the ground, those are still on the screen. So it's not like it only is in the spaceship, right?
Yeah, it seems to be
Yeah,
like
it's
part of the
helmet.
visor, the helmet they're wearing.
Yeah, it's part of the visor. So those numbers never were in Farpoint, and
There is like a little HUD thing that pops up in Returnal, like when you boot up the run first, but then they like fade away into the background. Like they just
Yeah.
disappear, I think.
like
If
with
we
those,
get
But with,
I never played Returnal, but like does the menus like kind of resemble those numbers, like how like the percentages? and stuff?
Returnal
there's a
is
little
a game you need to buy, must.
Returnal is really good, yeah.
It's fucking good.
But I
dude.
don't know if you can see my mouse. You probably can't. But you see the 77 on the left?
Yep.
If you look in like really close beside that, it kind of looks like Matrixy kind of code to the right of that. That kind of shit is in Returnal. That Matrixy kind of looking stuff. But I didn't like it. Could be generic enough Matrix style stuff. You know, I'm not too sure.
But what are the rumors? Is it like Returnal, like the actual full game is coming in VR, or like
I just heard
version?
from Gamertag saying he heard Returnal was coming, which I don't
So
know.
it's
I don't know
really
how that would work
fast-paced.
because
Really
it is,
fast-paced.
Like,
And
you
that'll
need to
be
be
awesome.
looking 360, constantly turning around and dodging everywhere and double jumping and all this kind of shit. So I'm not sure how that works.
Dude, that'll be awesome.
Doesn't the start of Returnal have you crashing though?
I was just going to say that
Yep.
you do crash, but not like this. Like this one, a ship is shooting you. That doesn't happen in Returnal. In Returnal, like something from the planet's surface, like a lightning bolt or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't another ship. So that's another thing that's different. Also seems to be a male. If you listen to the moans and grunts and whatever, whereas Returnal is a lady.
Damn, you pay that much attention to the moans and grunts?
Oh, daddy.
Damn, the panties are vibrating.
Let me catch up on the chat because I've been ignoring it for too long. Nart Boglin, how you doing, Mr. Boglin? Says just checking in on everyone. Can't stay because I have work tomorrow. Enjoy. Have a good day at work tomorrow, Nart Boglin. Bring home that bread for the wife and the kids. All right. Decepticon says it's like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the tray of the gameplay of that game. It's interesting.
Okay.
The monster doesn't look too impressive though. I don't know if that's the only monster that you play. It just seems like it's like a weird, kind of a generic looking monster.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
Is it coming to PSVR too? Because like, do I want to get my hopes up? I don't know if I don't know. Mr. Chap says, okay, I'm ready. I'm really out this time. Alvo cancelled. All are racist. And GCs for everyone. Have a good night, y'all. Thank you, Chopped. GG.
Oh,
GG Chop.
Four Ghost Kazi.
Monsters puts his hand over the camera. You don't want to see this. You don't want to see what's about to happen.
He's holding a pillow, fucking squeezing the shit out of it. I said, stop it, Chop.
Biting the pillow. Owen Evans says there's a lot of games getting the Oculus 3 updates, which brings them up to PC VR and PSVR 2 level, onward being the latest. Should see more ports over to PSVR 2. Well, that's true to a degree. I don't think they're up on PSVR 2 level and PC level. Like, they're not bringing like shadows and stuff. There's still a limit to what the Quest 3 is doing. Like, you know, they're improving them all right, but not quite on the master race level of PSVR 2.
But not every single game that it's in PC, VR, and Quest 3 is going to be, you know, super demanding when it comes down to the graphics. Like, let's say, Walkabout Mini Golf, right? Mm-hmm. The PC VR version, PlayStation VR 2 version, I think it's similar, right, when it comes into graphics. I think the Quest 3 version might be identical. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So there's some... Right. So what I'm saying, there's some games that they don't require, that they do look similar on the Quest 3 and the PC VR and the PlayStation VR 2. What I think makes a difference.
Surely the Quest 2 version of Walkabout looks similar as well. No?
Right, but Walkabout is like a really exception. Like most games are not going to be that low demanding. But I'm just saying some games do look the same on the Quest 3 and the PSVR 2. But I think the difference on the PlayStation VR 2 is the controllers and the headset. You know, because the visuals might be just a little bit different in some games, but the controllers, the feedback on the controllers, I think for me that makes it's a huge difference. It's like a huge jump for me.
You hear that, Decepticon? Yeah, every time he talks about PSVR 2 and versus Quest, he's always talking about the controllers. Something that you can't even imagine, Decepticon. It is true. I agree with you.
Wait, Pavlov and on the PC VR, and then play on the PlayStation, and then you'll see. Oh fuck, I'm not gonna play on the PC anymore.
Exactly. That's what you need, Decepticon. Matt says, boss making go back to work, breaking over. It's been a pleasure touching your tips as usual. Thank you, Matt, for this. I don't know if that's deliberate or if that's typos or what, but I enjoyed this regardless. Thanks for joining us, Matt. And Decepticon says they couldn't make it look like Resident Evil 4 without license. Maybe. But surely they have a marketing deal that would let them advertise it. Cause, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there was something stupid going on. Maybe it has something to do with like the Quest version of Resident Evil 4. Maybe they still have some kind of marketing rights going on there that's like clashing with us. I don't know. Nart says the first game is Farpoint, probably. I'm pretty sure it's the intro cinematic. Nart, what do you mean you're pretty sure it's the intro cinematic? Do you mean like the first game?
The first one didn't have a shooting at you. They were flying into that weird anomaly thing.
Yeah.
That, like,
there was no combat, I don't think.
No.
Donnie says, I have the platinum for Horizon Call of the Mountain. Yes, there's a lot of climbing, and the combat is within a contained spot. But as a whole, it was a great game / experience with some of the best visuals I've seen yet. And about that combat thing, like I didn't like the sound of that because it sounded like it was on rails, and it is on rails. But when you're doing it, like it doesn't feel bad. Like it feels like that's how I would naturally be wanting to walk around anyway, like circling the enemy the whole time. Just breathtaking, says Donnie. And Jason Ewan, how are you doing? He's back. And Gooey Louie is here, says the person in the ship is grunting like a dude and has big hands. The main character in Returnal is a lady. No, that's a good point. Same point I made, Louie. So we're on the same wavelength there. Yeah. But maybe that could be like just an interpretation of you, the player, stepping into their shoes as well. Like it doesn't mean necessarily you're male.
Maybe they're doing like a spin-off of the game, like they did with Horizon Call.
Could be
Call of the Mountain. Like maybe they're just making its own game out of the franchise.
I've heard another theory is that it's Concord. I don't know if you remember that. It's like the flat game that Sony announced. It's like one of the only first-party games they've announced upcoming by that studio they acquired last year, like or earlier this year, Firewall Studios, I think it was. And all they showed of that was like a cinematic. It was like a spaceship. It had kind of like a 80s kind of vibe to it though, or something. I can't remember.
And it had like a little girl that was crying or something, or something weird. Is that a different game?
I think that might be different. I don't think it showed any person in the trailer I'm thinking of. It was just like a spaceship.
I'm thinking of a different game.
That less than a minute long. Yeah. But the only thing they have in common is the spaceship. I don't know if they match up aesthetically or not. Cyber Cyborg says it's Starfield VR. Microsoft desperate to move some units. LSB says nope. I assume responding to Cyber Cyborg. Fozzie says this trailer is more of what I want to see from Sony. Yeah, I've seen some people complaining. It's like, oh, this isn't gameplay. Sorry, I'm gonna play the trailer. This is misleading. It's not actual gameplay, but this is like the high production value stuff. So this was reassuring to see. You know, it's like, oh, they're actually putting money into marketing PSVR 2 for Christmas. So I was happy to see that. What did you see? Sorry, what did you say, Jackals?
Said barely.
Barely. That's better than nothing.
Maybe their plan is to go with this more cinematic look for the trailers, because they know, like, you can't advertise like VR games very well. Like even if you're showing like off like a good VR game, it's hard to like capture. It's hard to know. Yeah, it's hard to capture what it is to be like in the VR game when you're just looking at like just a clip. Like you can't sell it.
That's what they did in the last trailer with like Project Wingman, and you know they just took some footage. Like it not as breathtaking as this, you know.
Yeah, but this way is kind of like not showing the actual gameplay. It's showing like
the feeling,
like the feeling more so, because you're like seeing like it is live action. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, but like mixed with CG.
Yeah. It's like
it's like a weird mix, but it's like to maybe try to get across to like how it looks like when you're in the game, or how it feels.
Like the trailer is feel and you real, so it's like it's trying to get across the sensations you experience when you're playing virtual reality rather than an actual gameplay clip itself. But they're still representing stuff like the Horizon Call of the Mountain thing. Like you can definitely recognize like, oh, that thing's in the game. You do climb that in the game. So then if you apply that logic to the other two things, it's like, well, you do these things in those games, whatever those games are, if they exist. Maybe it's like, hey, just throw a fucking sci-fi thing up there, you know?
Like, people like space, right? Put a space thing there. Yeah. Maybe it's just a completely brand new game that they haven't announced yet, but it's so strange if like no matter what it is, if it's like from an existing IP or like a brand new game that they're making, like this is the first time they've shown anything about it without saying anything about it in like a little sizzle reel, which is just weird.
There was one thing they did, but it was like PS5 games. It showed like a woman in a cave holding up a torch, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's Nathan Drake's daughter in the next Uncharted," but it hadn't been revealed yet or whatever. So, we still don't know if
I
that's a
think I
real thing
remember
or not.
that. Yeah, I think I remember that. It showed his daughter before anyone like officially said that.
Yeah, or maybe that's not even happening. I don't know, but maybe it could be the same thing here.
It's weird that it's a spaceship and fucking it's just a buckle for the seatbelt. You know, you would expect to be something more futuristic. It's like he's in a fucking Volkswagen Beetle, just trying to
Couple of
fucking get his
slimes
shit
holding
together
you,
in the plane.
flubbers. You know, little flubbers on your hands, sticking you to the seas. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Two
I'm
green
more
flubbers.
futuristic. I expect that by then we should have better technology to buckle ourselves into fucking protection seats and shit. But anyway,
You can't improve on perfection. A belt buckle is as good as it
It's
gets.
classic.
apparently,
There's one interesting thing as well I forgot to mention, but I saw it on Reddit when people were talking about it. Apparently this trailer, the Japanese version of this trailer, you know how when you upload a video sometimes to YouTube and it's a game, and YouTube will assign like a tag to the game in the description, like it might show the box art of the game.
No.
This one on the Japanese channel showed Fairpoint.
What?
So there you go. Fairpoint 1 now. So that's interesting. So I don't know if Sony's had to set that themselves or is it like an automatic AI thing that's YouTube does, but
Wait,
I don't see how
where
it
does
could.
where does it show the box art?
So if
on
on
their
the I think it's the Japanese PlayStation channel where they have this ad. Might not be the Japanese, but it's like maybe it's Chinese text. I don't know what the difference is between the different languages. Like could be Korean, could be Japanese, could be whatever. But in the description, you know how it says like in this description in this video right now, I set it to Firewall Ultra. So if you look in the description of this video, you'll see the Firewall Ultra box art or whatever.
right.
So on that ad on the Japanese channel, you'll see the Firewall or you'll see Fairpoint. You know.
Huh.
So that could be
Interesting.
a big hint.
Maybe.
It'd be weird. It's weird that it's there. Like if it's real, unless somebody photoshopped that and put it on Reddit, like I don't trust it 100%. I didn't see it myself.
Yeah, I never trust Reddit.
What the hell are you eating? 777
Photoshop.
says LSB.
Well, was eating some Mexican bread like every time I eat
Why
the
can't
same
you eat
thing.
American bread? All right, it's time for you to
Like
assimilate.
what?
It's time for you to assimilate.
Like what?
All right,
I think this is actually French. I don't even know.
a baguette.
No.
Oui, oui.
No, not a baguette.
Rogue is here. He says, top of the morning. How you doing, Rogue? Donnie says, so glad that during TT I don't have to keep the chat alive because people are actually watching. I say, damn, that's hurtful for you to say to me, Donnie. Says my thumbs. Thanks,
How do you
Donnie.
really feel, Donnie? How do you
Gotta-
really
gotta
feel?
hold back the tears there. Rogue says, Quest 3 version of Arizona Sunshine 2 getting res bump and real-time shadows. Damn, shadows on a Quest? That's
Yep.
something. That's something special.
Yep.
Damn. Only took them the third generation to get them shadows up and running on that thing. But that is good news. All joking aside, Owen Evans says, what's with that thumb on the game screen holding the torch? The thumb on the game screen? You mean inside the cockpit?
Yeah, which part
Or
of
do you
which
mean when he's holding the torch? I'm confused.
when he's holding the torch in the Resident Evil 4 supposed video?
Oh, the character's thumb. Does that look weird?
yeah.
You went back too
It's-
much.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here now though, so shut your mouth. Can you notice something weird about the thumb?
No, I mean it's
I don't know. Maybe it's an AI. Maybe it's an AI generated advert. They can't do hands right.
I didn't recognize.
What are we
I
looking
didn't
at?
notice.
I
I don't know.
I
It's
didn't
just like a
notice.
weird hand or something.
what's going on.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep
What are
going.
we doing?
Why am I here? Where am I? Donnie says, kidding. So glad so many are here for the only PSVR 2 focused podcast. Damn, Donnie. Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you. I don't have to cry anymore.
Lies.
I thought the commercial was good, says LSB. I think so too. I just want to know what they're advertising.
Yeah.
Rogue says, yeah, even a half decent trailer is better than what there's been so far. That's true, Rogue. Owen Evans says 360 viewer videos on YouTube might be a bit nice. I don't know. I don't know. I find them kind of gimmicky. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. And Transformers.
Because you never.
Go on.
Because you're a bitch, and because you're a bitch, and because you never actually probably watched them. You're probably watching the fucking cardboard VR.
I watched them on like PSVR 1. And I didn't,
okay, there we
have
go.
A good experience.
There we go.
I didn't have a good
Yeah,
experience.
because that was like 50 years ago when there was barely any content.
Well, I can't watch them on PSVR 2.
I know. Right now, if you had a Quest, you'd be like, okay, they're cool.
Oh my god. Well, I buy a Quest so I can watch a PSVR 2 advert.
I'm not saying, you're just saying, oh, it sucks. It sucks.
I didn't say anything about sucking.
Like,
I didn't say anything about sucking. I said it's just not for me.
Shut up.
All right.
Shut
Are you putting lip balm on?
It's fucking
unbelievable.
It's white fudge covered Oreos. Shut up.
He's putting lip balm on.
They're only available during Christmas time, so every year I wait for these fucking things. So.
Somebody's got the munchies. Somebody's got the munchies.
the
Transformers Hoarder, says Firewall Ultra is no doubt what I'm most excited about. I can't wait for all the anticipated maps, contractors, and operations. Fingers crossed we get an update on that very soon. Owen Evans says, not VR, just 360 vids as adverts for VR games. Deej is here. How you doing, Deej? And he's fingers crossed for Returnal. But even if this isn't Returnal that they're advertising, there are still rumors of Returnal, so maybe it's still happening. I don't know. How many Spider-Man Uncharted movies will we get before his daughter is in one?
Damn.
That's a very confusing sentence for me to read, Danny. Rogue says it's definitely a Tom. Danny says, I sold my feelings for a good amount, but you guys are some of my faves. Thank you, Donnie. He never stops eating, says Owen Evans.
He was Donnie was talking about like the Uncharted movies that with what's his name, like the guy that plays Spider-Man.
Oh, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Movie Spider-Man. Tom Holland Uncharted. How many of those movies will we have to go through before we see his daughter?
4.
And I don't think they're doing anything more with that Uncharted series, honestly.
Oh, I think it sold, like, it made them a lot of money, I think.
Did it? I don't
so,
think
yeah.
it made.
Like, it didn't review very well, but like it
How about the movie?
made some cash.
I don't think it did crazy.
I watched
good
it,
at
so
the
it was
box
decent.
office.
It wasn't faithful to the game or anything, but it was like a decent kind of Indiana Jones type of a thing.
It
Better
has
than Gran
moments.
Turismo?
Yeah.
Better than Gran Turismo?
No, Gran Turismo is probably better overall.
Better.
But it's more exciting than Gran Turismo, you know.
Where are they streaming that?
Choosing Wahlberg to play as Sully was like the dumbest choice they ever could have done. What the hell are they thinking?
Strange.
Especially when did you see someone put up a picture of what's his name? The guy from Breaking Bad.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. Yeah, someone put a picture of Bryan Cranston with the white mustache, with white hair. He looks just like Sully. Like, just put him in it as Sully.
So many better choices. So many better. Just any old man.
Sully,
really.
the main character.
Just an old man with a mustache would have been better.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's not the main character, but he's like the sidekick, I suppose.
Drake
you could
is
say.
the main one, right?
Drake, yeah. So yeah, the mystery of this advert. I don't think there's like anything else we can talk about. It's just speculation, but
maybe if we watch it loop another 50 times, we'll pick up something.
somebody in the chat might pick something.
No, next topic.
All right, next topic is not for broadcast, which is not me saying I'm not going to show it to you, but it's just the name of what the game is. Not for broadcast. VR was announced. It's coming the 14th of December. It's kind of like one of them job simulator type things where you're running a network like a television station and you've got to do things correctly, but you can be hitting a sensor button to bleep them out and all kinds of different shenanigans. At some points creatures will attack. You know, you have to fend them off. Like they could be on the antennas. You see a picture of it there now. Messing with the signals and whatnot. And they said in the description of the video that it's also in development for PSVR 1.
Oh.
So they're still making PSVR 1 games, in case you were wondering. Weird is right. I don't know what to make about this. It's probably like a goofy, job simulator situation. I'm not like overly impressed buy it. But if it's cheap,
It's gonna be.
I still won't buy it.
$20. $25.
$25 for this, and I kind of like that they've got like the live action stuff. Like you'll be looking at those, and then the rest is all in VR. You're interacting with all the stuff. But yeah, not much to say about this. Do you have anything to add?
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I don't
Don't pre-order
know what to think of
it.
it.
Don't
You
pre-order
probably
it.
can't. You probably can't pre-order this one if you wanted to. Like Breachers, I'm surprised you can't pre-order Breachers because that's got a bit of hype behind it.
Pre-order Breachers. Breachers is the only one that pre-order. And Phasmo.
Next game. Next topic. Kayak. Remember Kayak VR? Hottest game at launch. Like you're like, this is the one you had to show off the family, and the graphics are fucking amazing. And they still are. But that game's kind of been silent since then. No updates, no nothing. They've promised like multiplayer modes and all kinds of stuff, and none of that's ever happened. Instead, what they've brought out is this update for Christmas, which is the King Canyons map in the game. They got snow on it, they got fireworks, they got Santa Claus. You can see it all happening there. And I've no doubt
That's
that
nice.
it's probably worth downloading just to watch that, just to like have a paddle around.
It's never got down to the price that I'd want to pay for that game, honestly. And I was debating it when I was buying the 3 games. I was looking at all the different sales, and it has a sale price, but not
You did good, Muzz.
None.
You picked the right one.
as nice as it looks. I'm sure it looks great, but I mean, for all you do is just paddle around in a kayak. Yeah.
But when they bring this up, like, because when they brought this update, they were like, oh, we will be remiss not to mention our progress on the other stuff. So they're like, we're still working on multiplayer. We're still working on blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, then maybe I'll buy
nothing
it.
concrete. But multiplayer would add a lot to it.
Kind of similar to Call of the Mountain, right? I mean, you just kind of
No, this is way more like
doing the same shit.
like if you like. Even though Call of the Mountain is kind of one and done, this feels a lot more one and done. There's way more on rails, kind of. Not on rails, but more limited.
And this is obviously like a permanent thing in the game. It's not like a temporary, stupid thing that they're just doing over the holidays.
Oh,
right?
I don't know. Could be temporary. I don't
Why,
think
but why would they take it away though? If they're gonna make this
it's not Christmas anymore. And this location is a desert. It doesn't make any sense for it to be snowing. Must think about it.
it'll give you the option. Like
Oh, it's in the desert. What do you mean,
go into the
bitch?
map.
It
go
snows in the
into the
desert.
Of course it does.
I don't believe you.
An idiot.
Decepticon says Christmas snake now more scary than ever. That snake scared the shit out of me. I guess Decepticon saw that when I streamed it. But there is a snake that is like just on that map, and I wasn't paying attention. Like I was just beside it without knowing I was beside it, and I turned my head and there's just a massive anaconda beside my head and scared the shit out of me. But you can hit them. If you hit them with the paddle, they just like ragdoll and collapse dead immediately. Penguins. You can do it to penguins and all kinds of animals you find in the game.
That's cool.
Stop abusing. Stop abusing virtual animals in your kayak.
But they're like beautifully rendered and realistic as well, so you feel bad about it too. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Hopefully,
Nice little update.
Multiplayer
Nice
comes out
update.
soon. Yeah, free updates. Can't go wrong with free. It's out now. Try it out.
No.
Wasn't my anacondas as Fuzzy Bear? Disgusting. Next topic. Ooh, what was that big bang? Topic of the show. Firewall Ultra. And the silence behind Firewall Ultra that's going on right now. So, Keyword triggered.
Oh,
Keyword triggered.
Firewall.
Firewall Ultra is the keyword.
I changed the keyword, and you already found it.
So yeah, the last community stream First Contact Entertainment did with Frank, which was this Friday, will be 2 weeks ago. So work out how many days that was. At the very beginning of the stream, he said they've got a big patch, that it was pretty much done. I can't remember the exact wording, but they were just waiting for the say-so or the approval or whatever to release it upon us. Since then, they've gone really quiet. Like even on Discord, where they're we'll say David, who joined the team not too long ago, like he's been really active, and even when he's not able to give information, he's like, oh, we'll have more on this soon or something like that.
Right.
But he's just been really quiet, and people over there are like wondering, and I've seen it on Reddit, there's threads popping up like, what's going on, why are they so quiet, what's happening? And I know it's not unusual for like developers to not respond. Like look at Rockstar or something like that. They don't talk to anyone ever. But when they had been talking and then it just went to silence, you know, that's where it's like, what's happening here? Any thoughts?
Maybe they threatened them. It's like, hey, no more talking until we release this, or something like that. I don't know.
Is it just that all the heads are down, like they're working on this thing, and
that's the best possible scenario, that they're all so busy at work trying to fix the game. But I mean, that doesn't account for like why the guys that are in charge of like
socials
doing socials and stuff, like why they're not on there, because they don't make the game. They're just there for like the public.
Maybe there's just no updates, you know, they're working on it, and they're not gonna be like, oh, we're still working. They're probably just like,
well, but you go from like saying it's done, just waiting on the say so or whatever. But like, it could be like,
well, how long ago was that?
This
2 weeks ago.
I just said it like 2 weeks. On Friday it'll be 2 weeks.
All right, well, relax.
I can't relax.
If it's a month, then okay, we got issues. Just calm down.
But my hope is that this update is not just like, what I'm hoping it has lots of fixes and stuff like that. But the big hope is that it's more than just that, and it's adding content. Like, it could be new maps, new contractors, whatever. And because it's adding new stuff, it has to go through Sony, and Sony slow everything down. And that's why it's taking long. And then they can't answer why it's not coming, because they don't know until Sony gives them the thumbs up or whatever.
Man, they need some new maps big time. Like, they need something to like bring people back in.
Yeah. But if I was them, I would wait until grenades is sorted out and whatever else, like the progression and toggle grip, of course, all that is sorted, and then like kind of bundle in the new map or something and act as if it's like a new, like a soft reboot or something like that, or a soft relaunch, or, you know, something to kind of like get people interested again, and like they come back to see the new map, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, all these things are better now and they're all improved and I'm enjoying it more, I'm going to hang around more, and big player base, etc.
It just sucks that it's unfortunate. It sucks that this is happening, you know. We just have to wait until the game is fixed to a point, you know.
It's also kind of weird. They're not talking about the new videos for the C4 detonation kills either. Like they're not. Yeah,
that's actually a decent point. You know, it's technically today is the last day of the month, so that's the end of my time anyway. Tomorrow for you, that's the last day you can submit the clips for that, and they haven't been talking. Like, they've just been completely silent for like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
It's really on Discord anyway. Maybe they've been more active other places that I haven't seen. But yeah, I don't know if I should be worried or if I should be excited about it. You know,
neither.
Both.
Neither. Numb yourself. Numb your feelings.
Numb everything. Can't all be like you.
Yeah.
I think we'll only know more once that update finally gets through.
Finally drops. Yeah.
And we see what it does. Like, if the next update really doesn't fix anything and it's just like addresses one thing, maybe, I don't know. Like, that would
unless
be really.
Like, unless it's like anytime they say anything, they just catch a lot of shit. You know, maybe it's they're at the point where it's like, listen, just let's do it like Rockstar does and just don't say anything. You know,
just keep your expectations low, just so we don't get disappointed.
Owen Evans says the tension builds. Lol. LSB says, watch them make you pay for new maps. That's never been the case, LSB. I don't know why you're here spreading misinformation, lies, and deceit. It must be said that you are a Quest owner and not a PSVR 2 owner. That's important to point out. Owen Evans says, are they delaying to counter Breacher's launch that's been delayed? I assume that's a joke. But, yeah. Damn, now is the time to drop a big update. Now that Breachers has been delayed, it's like, damn, get that shit out.
Get it out before Breachers.
But of course, if it's not ready, it's not ready. You don't want to bring out an update that's like going to introduce more problems. Danny says it's been over a month since they said weekly updates. Then they come with the comment on last week's vid. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like they got to a point where they bundled updates together, or maybe they were ready to drop an update, and then at the last minute they found an issue. It's like, oh shit, fix this. And then, you know, I don't know. You know, obviously it's difficult to do all these things.
It's just crazy to me, and I know exfil and all this bullshit, and I know I don't play a lot like a lot of people. But we played, right? I played I don't know how many hours already, and I literally only have one or two guns, like, and I don't have attachments. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. I play Battlefield, and I'm gonna compare Battlefield. I don't give a fuck. I play Battlefield. I play a little bit, and I get attachments. I get all these other guns. It's like I feel like I pay $40 and I have a very limited game. And regardless of the other stuff and the grenade throws and all that, like I can't use any fucking guns, and if it sucks.
I've got half of my
Yeah.
Zip. I'm scared to spend it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the Taylor's getting a little old every time I play using the Taylor. And I did buy a couple other guns, but I just don't have any other. Like, I don't have enough
Attachments and
The
all that.
tiers,
Yeah.
upgrades, and stuff.
I don't have all the tiers. Yeah,
The
it's
tiers are the big
that
thing
bug
for
me.
me, I think. Like,
Yeah.
Well, and I have to do the cheat, like the things like 75 fucking headshots
yeah, that's the
with
assignments.
whatever.
That,
It's
how
like,
you
let me
unlock
just.
tiers, yeah.
I think that it's cool if you want to do that. They should give you more XP to get it faster. But I feel like if you use the gun, you should unlock shit for that gun, regardless of if you tap the doors of not whatever the fuck they make you do. It's just everything about it is so grindy. Every single aspect where you look at it. And it's very surprising to me that they haven't fixed that unless it takes, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, probably really hard, but fuck, man. It's just, it's a huge issue for me. It really takes a lot of the game like that because I feel like not all the way, but like demo E, you know? I just don't have the full access to the game. I want to try the other guns. I want to try the attachments. I want to, you know, it's just, I don't know, kind of frustrated with that, to be honest.
Fair enough. Like, we've said it for a long time that we want the next patch to not just fix grenades, but also ease up the grind. Like, the grind is severe. So I don't know how they do that. Did they scrap the assignment system altogether, or they change the assignments so that they're way easier to achieve? Or
I don't want
what's the better way to
assignments.
do
I
it?
think the assignments should make you get the stuff faster, but I
The
think just
assignments-
using the
XP,
gun.
XP and money for
Yeah.
assignments only, instead of
I
actual
miss-
equipment.
I miss when doing like assignments and stuff was just for cosmetics, like getting cool
Yeah,
gun,
right.
Yeah.
gun trinkets and camo and face paints and all that
Right.
kind of stuff. That's what all that should be for, not getting your gun
The
equipment.
basic stuff. Yeah,
But
I agree.
The surprising thing to me is that they've got the virtual currency that you can buy, Shadow Coin or whatever, but you can't use that to unlock these things that are really hard to get. So normally when there's a big grind, the reason is that they're trying to get you to spend real money. But here, like, you can use Shadow Coin to buy contractors. But maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you can use that to like speed your way through unlocking drums for guns and stuff like that. There's no way to do that quickly.
No, you can't. You can't like
Yeah.
So
you can't use it towards that. But I just think they just went about it different this time than they did in Firewall Zero Hour, which Firewall Zero Hour worked great, and I just don't understand. Like, they took out stuff that I know I liked. I'm guessing a lot of people liked, like the gun trinkets and face paints and all that kind of stuff.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah.
I don't get why they took that out, and like they just shifted their focus like so drastically from like how the gameplay went.
I've been assuming
Like how
that
you-
since the seasons, like the operations have been announced, I've been assuming that that's when we'll get the face paints and trinkets. I know they weren't there day one, and they should have been there day one like they were in Firewall Zero Hour, but maybe it's just like that was like a lower
You know what
priority, and it's like we'll have that ready when season one comes out or whatever.
I might get shit for it, but I feel like this game feels like Firewall 1 with obviously better graphics, and Firewall Zero Hour, it's more advanced. Right? We got the trinkets, we got all this other stuff. This feels like we went backwards, but just got better graphics and a couple little,
Yeah.
No, in terms of
software
customization,
Sorry,
customization is completely like pared back in Ultra. But,
right. When it comes down to that, yeah, we just
But
don't
like
have
anything. I'm confident, even though I've got nothing to go by,
Well-
that it will come with season one. I think that's because I don't know what else you'd work for in seasons if there's not cosmetics, because it can't just be like equipment, because that'd be too much equipment to add for one season, or weapons.
They
or
do
whatever.
that. They do have that little gimp face trinket that's sitting on the table.
Yeah.
So like maybe that's implying that trinkets will eventually be there,
Yeah, but
why
I'd be
else would
shocked
they
if they're
have
not there season 1. But I assume like they just wanted to get this
Yeah.
out the door. It was like, listen, we get trinkets in, we have to delay it to whatever, and not just trinkets,
But
by
what
the
are
way,
we
just all
waiting for?
cosmetics.
What are we waiting for the game to start? Like, what are we waiting for? Like, what are just the games to
Season
get?
1, I see, like Operation 1 or whatever they call it. You know how they did
When is that
Operation
starting?
Nightfall, and I don't know. I'm sure it probably would have already been out if it wasn't for all these issues.
So they probably should have just waited until they were ready to have all the seasons ready to go. Then, like honestly, it probably would have been a better
But
idea.
this is like the live service thing. It's like you give them a few weeks, and then you do a season, and that keeps them going for another while, and then you give them another season, and then like the carrot on the stick or whatever, to keep people playing and coming back.
Yeah,
So that's
but
like
the trick is to make people like really like the game and wanna like the majority.
yeah,
of the
well,
people,
like it backfires when like
yeah,
so much is
when
like
there's too many
needs
issues.
fixing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's obviously
Yeah.
a problem.
Like obviously it happened in Firewall Zero, however, had the Nightfall disaster, but by the time Nightfall came out, everyone was already loving the game and hooked on it.
Yeah,
Like because the game was just fun to play from the get-go.
Yeah.
Even though it had some problems here and there, like just the game itself was fun. So by the time Nightfall came around and that whole thing blew up, everyone was like angry, obviously, but no one left the game because it was just really fun to play. So we decided to
Yeah.
wait for that whole mess to fix.
yeah.
But this is a different story. This is like launching with all the horrible disasters, and it
What-
doesn't have the same feel as Firewall Zero Hour.
So you
and it
cannot
has
build on the
lots of-
foundation of people.
yeah,
What's-
yeah. You
what's-
need to lock it in first, and then go into a live service kind of attitude, where it's like you're just expecting everybody just to like be
Yeah, but
fine with all
they
the
themselves
problems.
like must have expected like it would be way smoother than this. I know that they knew that
Yeah.
those issues at launch, but they probably thought day 1 patch, week 2 patch, or whatever is going to sort these things out, and obviously that didn't
Yeah.
work out that way.
What's going on though? What do you think is the issue here? Because I mean, again, obviously it's very hard to make a game, I'm assuming, but Firewall Zero Hour and Firewall Ultra, for the most part, we're just talking about a lot of the issues. I feel like that there's no other game, even though there's other games that I've liked. There are flag games that we talk about issues, but like, what do you think? There's just so many issues with this game,
I don't know. I think going to a new engine was a big thing. I think
Right, I forgot about that.
it feels like
Yeah.
maybe play testing. I don't know how that compared to the first one, but I imagine like I can't like did COVID had something to do with that? Maybe less testing going on where they're working from home rather than working in the office. Like when you're play testing, you need to all be in the same place together.
Yeah.
So there could have been a lot of things like that working against them. But that's all speculation. I can't say one way or the other why these things happened.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of things that can go wrong in game development, but at the end of the
100%.
day, it's like this is their job to like make a game
Oh,
that's fully functional for people buying it and spending quite a bit of money on
But look
the
at
game.
Jackpot playing Battlefield 2020 or 2040 whatever in 2023. Like 2 years after it came out, and it's like, oh, it's good now, and then it gets a resurgence.
Yeah,
So like, I'm not giving up on
but-
Ultra.
Yeah.
When updates are still coming.
Right, but I'm not giving up either. No, I know this game is gonna get better.
Well,
I
I'm
just
not
expected it to
giving
be a
up.
little bit,
Until
I'm not
Christmas.
giving. I'm worried about other people, like the player
yeah,
base.
no, yeah.
leaving. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be I'll be sticking around. I just don't want to be sticking around when there's like only like 200
Two of the
people
same
playing the
people.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that's left. And then
Yeah, even with the stuff, I
good.
still love to play Firewall. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's
like
hard to
that.
keep all the player base with the issues, unfortunately.
would they have been better off just taking Firewall Zero Hour and just like bringing in these graphics into Firewall Zero Hour, just remastering it and then leave it
I
at
thought
that?
that's what we were
That's
getting.
almost what they did. Like this kind of feels like 1.5 or something.
No, I mean not change a thing. Like Firewall Zero Hour, exactly how
They
Firewall
get so
Zero
much
Hour
shit.
is.
They get a lot of shit for that. Unless they just
No,
call
they
it
get
remake.
more shit than this.
Well, they get shit. They'd be called lazy.
I
They'd be
literally
called lazy for
thought,
that.
listen, nobody said anything. We didn't get any news about how the game was going to be. And what we saw, I really thought we were going to get the same game just with a lot better graphics.
But I've already
It
seen
feels
so
like
much
it's a-
complaining that the 7 of the 8 maps are from the first game, and I've seen a lot of people complaining just about that.
But if the game worked, if we had the trinkets, if we had the progression system, everything how it was before, people would have complained, but it wouldn't. There would have still be people playing, and the player base would have been a lot bigger because this issues is scaring everybody away. I understand what you're saying, but I already assumed that was going to be the case, and then now we get something else, but it's broken-ish.
I'm not saying that they couldn't release more maps for like the newer version. I was just saying like if they just took like everything that's Firewall 0 Hour and just brought it over and like made it these graphics with the same game and all the like every single map available with these graphics, and then start releasing new maps with the same game. If they did that, would it have been a better success?
So you do crossplay with PSVR 1 players.
So if you ask what the big issue, like the big change between 0 Hour and Ultra, you'd probably say eye tracking and the control, like the 2 motion controllers. Is that the two big things?
Not for me.
What's the two? Yeah, what's for you then, Jacob?
All the worst things. If you lose all that, then it's just Firewall 0 Hour, which everyone liked. So.
Right. Well, those are the main 2 things. But like I said, we don't know. We're hoping that all the other stuff comes out in the fucking season or whatever.
Oh, customization.
But like customization and then the progression system. It just didn't feel like this at all. So, and it's huge. I didn't expect it to be this big, but that for me, like Mud says, for me, if they wouldn't make if they literally this the exact same game, it's Firewall 0 Hour, but just with PSVR 2 graphics, and sure, if you want to play with PSVR 1 people, sure, but it's the same thing, and then they keep adding more maps and things here and there. For me, it feels like a going backwards, dude. This game for me feels slightly going backwards, not on graphics, but just on the mechanics, just on everything. That's what for me, this feels like before Firewall 0 Hour, you know.
Let's not forget though, Firewall 0 Hour, that was grindy as hell too. But you know what? No one had a damn problem with it. You know why? Is because you unlocked all your gun shit as you were progressing through the levels. Yeah. Like it was all given to you. So like when you get to level 39, you unlock this gun and you unlock this gear. You didn't have to do assignments and you didn't have to do all this like extra to like unlock.
But I feel like Firewall 0 Hour, when that launched, I feel like maybe they didn't expect the success that it got. And then they shifted to like a live service type of thing afterwards. When Nightfall came, all of a sudden like seasons started coming in, and then it was like more live servicey with the sustained player base that they had to back it up. Whereas in the beginning of Firewall Ultra, like it's like from the get go, we know this is going to be season. So design is around that. Add in the whole dealer thing, and make it like more in depth and all this kind of stuff, even though it's more complex and more grindy.
And I'm like. I can't believe I missed that big menu board that Firewall 0 had as much as I do. Yeah. Like I miss just being able to be in one place and just like access everything just from one spot.
You want to go back to like no lobby and just a menu?
I want to go back to like the menu exactly how it was in Firewall with the big board in front of me where I can do everything, but then also turn around and do the shooting range. Just turn around and do a shooting range. That's all I need. I don't need to be able to like run around this big area for no reason.
Look at the toilets over
computers, the computer over here, the computer over there. Yeah. It's like,
but they were supposed to add things. There was supposed to be other stuff there that like everything got pushed back. Footballs, there's supposed to be all kinds of crazy stuff.
Everything is supposed to. We're hoping. We're supposed to.
But the menus, even like the menu, like it worked better. Like when you were looking at the guns, you could cycle through the guns and you could look at the gun and
move it around.
Yeah. You could look at it and see the gun.
Yeah.
And you can also easily see like which gun's better with the rankings. Like you can compare them like this side by side. Like this one has this much damage. This one does this much damage. It's just easy to see. Like as you're looking through the menu, like none of it is as good and intuitive this time around. Like everything's confusing for no reason.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
And like confusing for me. I don't play the game very much. Like I'm like level 30, but I play it enough, but I still get lost in the menus. Like I still like I'm still going to the thing and like, wait, how do I do this? Like I can't remember. Like it takes me like 5 minutes to think like, oh, I have to click this, then this and this to do something. It's just like why do they
I agree with that.
Make it
that's it's the whole tier thing. Like you need the rail if you want to get a certain attachment on, but you can't get.
And they don't tell you. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you anywhere.
You need a Dan there to tell you what to do. If you don't have a Dan, then you're lost.
They don't tell you anything. You buy an attachment, then you go to the stupid station and then you're looking through the menus like, why?
Yeah,
Where is it?
Can't I get it? Why can't I?
Where's
get
the
it?
flashlight? Where's the flashlight? I just bought the
Feels like
flashlight.
going backwards. That's even the menus. That's what I'm saying. Overall, it just feels like going backwards.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was a product of ambition or being overly ambitious or having grand designs that maybe didn't need to be as grand, and obviously the eye tracking stuff. Like I think they were trying to do something different, trying to break new ground, not make things the same, take advantage of new technology. It could have worked out if it was something different, but the way it is now, obviously a lot of people don't like it, and it didn't. But
It's too fast.
if they didn't try anything different, people would be like, well, why don't you use the eye tracking more, maybe, or something like that,
No,
I don't know.
So you're always look,
Like,
the eye tracking
100%.
works great on the menu on the thing, but while you're in the middle of a firefight, it's not as convenient, or it give me the option to just throw it like Firewall 0 hour. It's just for me, even the idea to think about it, even when I explain it to Amanda, she's like, what are you guys bitching about the grenades? And I explain it to her, and she's like, oh, well, how the fuck does that even work? That doesn't make any sense. I was like, I know, right? She's like, wasn't that too hectic to throw the grenades? I was like, right, I know.
Yeah, she's just parroting.
So of course you
everything
can
said.
get good. No, bitch. She just knows we always bitch about the
No, she's
grenades.
right.
And she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what are you guys talking
But that's what I want. And listen, grenades is a big thing. But my point being, like, I like that they tried to do different things, and it wasn't just like I know Muzz, you're saying if we just had the same thing again, it would be great. And you're right. I think it would have been
And
great if we
people
just
would
had the same.
People would have still complained, obviously. But I just think if you looked at this alternate reality where they made that game, I don't think there's nearly as much people angry
No, you're right. I think
this,
so too.
as this reality where
But
they have.
I
this
also
version.
think it would have been easier for them to do that.
Exactly.
Like
It
they
would-
made extra
money,
work
too.
on themselves.
Or to save
But
money.
I think
But they could have put all that extra work into making new maps and new like other things for the game, like lots of
like little upgrades instead of let's just
Lots
radically
of things.
change the fucking game.
yeah.
listen, they got this new technology, and like nobody's done eye tracking before. Like I think this is just teething pains. Somebody has to stumble so that other people.
I know,
run,
but
know?
it doesn't. But for me,
Yeah.
again, it doesn't make as much sense to use the grenades in a game.
No, you're
like
right.
this
I
with
know. I
your
agree with you.
eyes.
I've tested out myself,
Even
but I was
before
willing
they
to try
even-
it. Like I wanted to like when they announced it, I was like, okay, that's interesting. I'll see if it's good. And obviously, it's not as good as Firewall 0 hour, but it was something I was interested in trying. Like
Yeah.
could have been good.
Like obviously,
No, but-
I would like other games to be using eye tracking in cool ways. Like I made a comment in one of the Arizona Sunshine videos I was watching, saying I would have really liked to have seen them implement the eye tracking when you were commanding Buddy the dog to go and attack. I wish you could just look at a zombie and then press a button that says attack, and then the dog would go attack the zombie that you're looking at.
Yeah.
That would be a great
Damn.
implementation.
Psychic dog.
That would have been
telepathic communication.
A telepathic dog communication. But that's a version of eye tracking that I want. But instead, you still have to press like the little toggle thing where you move the cursor around and highlight a zombie, and then press the button to make them attack.
Yeah.
But like those are the little things that you like pick and choose what works and what makes sense with like eye tracking. Don't like overdo
Right.
it. Like it's like subtle things, right? Like the things that work without realizing that they're working. The same way as when you play Synapse, like looking at something and just picking them up when you're looking at what you're looking at. Like those are the reasons why.
But they
you
do
use
have
eye
some
tracking.
good things with the eye tracking that are like they do it like the flashbang, closing your eyes. That's cool. I like that.
Right.
Sentinel.
I've
I
never,
like Sentinel
I've
when it
never
works.
done that once. I've never done that once in a match.
No.
Yet.
Okay.
No, I've never had to. I never had to like see a flashbang fall in front of me and close my eyes to like blind myself. I mean, maybe it'll happen, but I mean,
If I hear one in the room at all, like, even if I'm not looking at it, I'll just close my eyes until I hear the bang, and then I'll open them again just in case.
yeah.
But yeah, I like that's more of a subtle
Yeah.
one. I like that one.
Yeah, that is a subtle one. That is
Sentinel.
a good.
I know Sentinel
good
doesn't
use.
work. Like it seems to be fucking temperamental or
Sentinel.
something. But when it does work,
Sentinel doesn't work at all.
but I don't know if that's like an eye tracking thing. Like
I don't know.
it needs to be calibrated perfectly for it to work or something because it's like a
Sentinel
small
still
area you're
works
looking at.
pretty good for me.
I was sitting there once. I was like counting in my head up to like 15. I was like watching this person for like walking around, and I was just staring at them like, why isn't this working?
Yeah.
Finally, it triggered it, and then they walk around the corner as soon as I
They're
highlight it.
gone, yeah.
I do
Yeah.
gotta say though that it sounds silly, right? But it has to be, and it's kind of sucks that it has to be perfect. But your headset not only has to be perfect with the eye thing checking, but also if it's left or right or sideways. Because I bitched about the grenades a lot, and I always play and sometimes move my thing to look at the dogs or whatever, and it's not always just set in a perfect position and it doesn't move. So one time I did that, I calibrated everything and I put it perfectly and I never moved it, and I was a little bit better at throwing grenades, and with my eye tracking it will work the menus a lot better. So that's one thing I gotta make sure that, you know, if you guys are having issues, just make sure it's calibrated correctly, set perfectly straight, and that will make it a little bit better. Because I was like, man, this shit doesn't even fucking work. And then I adjust it, and I was like, okay, it works a lot better, but I still don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make sure I am doing that too next time.
I'll try and catch up on some comments because we haven't touched them in a while.
I hate you.
Donnie, hate you too. Donnie says, yes, tier level completion helps in many ways as a player in the game, but I have only the tier 1, everything except my pistol, and I do just fine. So Donnie's, I think his argument there is that you don't need all the extra tier 2, tier 3 stuff. You can still manage on tier 1 stuff, even though it's obviously not ideal. LSB says more like tears, as in crying tears. Because everybody cries about this game in one way or another. Nice one, LSB. Nice play on words there. Killer Sam, how you doing? Says assignments and eye tracking need to be removed. LSB says the reviews and word of mouth really help seal the deal when it comes to Firewall Ultra in terms of if it was a buy or pass. I think people overestimate like Reddit threads and stuff. Like the majority of people don't look at those things. Although now that the PlayStation Store has a star system, I think that's more damaging. Because last time I checked, Firewall Ultra was like at 2-point-something stars.
Ooh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Yikes.
LSP says Metascore mixed or average. Again, Metacritic as well. That's like hardcore people are looking into that, but you know most people aren't looking into that. Like Vertigo 2, for example, Game of the Year, they're saying doesn't have a Metacritic score because not enough people reviewed it. The only people that are playing Firewall still are the very hardcore fans of the game. Jayway is here. How you doing, Jayway? Says, are people still playing Ultra? Is it just a few people in lobbies? It seems to be the same names again and again. However, every time we do play, we get a match fast. So it's, I don't know.
There's some names that pop up I haven't seen, but there are a lot of repeats though.
Yeah.
I don't know how the matchmaking works. Like if it's like certain areas that they try to match together or something.
Well, surely level would come into it. Like if Dan is on our team, he's level 50. He's probably going to try and match us with other level 50s. You would imagine.
I don't know if that's a thing. They haven't really talked about how the matchmaking works in terms of your levels and.
I don't know either. LSB says people are still playing it. You better believe you're looking at 3 of them, or else. But yeah, listen, we could just drop this update. Could drop tomorrow. Could be like a cool new snow map. The fixed grenades. The ease the grind. The fucking toggle grip is there, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden rainbow and sunshines, and the doom and gloom is gone. You know, or at least lifted and boosted significantly.
Nope, it's not gonna happen.
No, and customization and trinkets for Jackpot. But is there anything else to say about it before we move on?
No, need it now. Need it now.
It's still fun. So I like Firewall. It's still fun. Okay. But yeah, I would like the updates. Like I said, Muzz said, I will still play the game. I'm not gonna leave. But a lot of people left. A lot of people are gonna never come back unless the update says. I don't mind playing against the same people, and not literally the exact same people. But you know, it'll be nice to get fucking a healthy player base.
But seriously, like one last thing, like, are you concerned by the silence? Is that a thing, a reason to be concerned? Yes or no? Or you don't care
about being quiet?
About them being quiet? Yeah.
I'm not concerned. No. I'm more confused about the silence. I'll be concerned because whenever the update comes out, that'll inform me if I need to be worried or not. Basically,
okay.
whenever the update comes out, if it's a good update or a bad update, that's what is gonna.
All right. Hopefully next week we'll be able to answer that. Moving on to the next topic, Swordsman VR got a new update. I don't know if you own this on PSVR 2D.
Nope.
Nope.
I had the PSVR 1 version, and apparently there was a free upgrade to get it on PSVR 2, but it was only timed. and I didn't get it in time. So now if I want it on
blew
PSVR
it.
2, I have to fucking pay for it or something like that.
Idiot.
I didn't know it was timed. I didn't know it was timed. Anyway, they brought out a new update for this game, which is the closest thing we have to like Blade and Sorcery on PSVR 2.
Okay.
It is, let me just read this because I forget. It's a training ground and leaderboard update. So it's a free one. It's out now. It adds a big training area and it has like targets for bow and arrows. It has like something called a tatami mat for like cutting things with your sword, and a punching bag for like melee attacks and stuff. And everything you do can be like put up on a leaderboard that updates in real time with people on every other platform. So if you're interested in that, that's going on in Swordsman VR. Sin Studios, by the way, the ones behind this are like another success story. Like they released that really shit Warzone game back on PSVR 1. It was just called Warzone. I think they were just trying to cash in on the name, like Call of Duty Warzone. And I was like, no, it was supposed to be multiplayer, and it launched with like no multiplayer at all. So it was just like a one person running around with empty maps and shooting like really stupid bots. So then when they announced this game, everyone was like, oh, it's going to be shit or whatever. And then it turned out to actually be good, and they've been updating us ever since and adding more and more and more. So this is actually a lot of people's favorite game. It's been doing well in like the sales charts and stuff as well. It's always, well, not always, but it's often in the top 10s.
And you have it for PlayStation VR?
1, but not 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is the price? Is the price the same for the
I think
PlayStation?
I have to pay full price. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I have to pay full price if I want.
No, I mean, if you buy the PSVR 2 version, is it better looking than the first, like on the PlayStation VR?
Oh yeah,
the exact same game.
They didn't. It's the same game, but like they've done like graphical updates.
Okay,
I don't know if these updates, I don't know if these updates are coming to PSVR 1 version as well. Sorry.
Okay, so if they updated it visually, then it must cost more, right? Like this version must be more expensive than the original on PlayStation VR.
Think so. Unless the original is discounted, but I think it's the same price that the original
really
would have been. I could be realizing. I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't know.
If it is the same price, then it makes zero sense why they would have the upgrade system on a limited timed upgrade system. If you know what I mean? Like
just to get suckers like me who don't pay attention, and like that you get the good press of having the free upgrade.
Yep.
And you avoid the bad press when you do like pull us away, and it's kind of like, well, they told us.
Yeah, but usually, well, I guess it all depends on if the original version does cost the same. Because if it does cost the same as the new version, then there's no reason why not to keep the upgrade.
Killer Sam says Swordsman was a free upgrade from PSVR 1. It was, but that was for a limited time. Killer Sam and Durbin Brown used his super chat thing from like membership chat. I don't know what that thing is called, but it looks like a super chat. He says, "Yo, hopefully everyone is having a great day." Thank you, Durbin Brown. I hope you're having a great day too. Rogue says, "Oh, sorry to hear about the trouble over there too. Hope none one you know is affected." Thank you, Rogue. Luckily, nobody I know. Awful scenes. J-Way.
Ireland?
Yeah, Dublin.
What's happening?
People getting stabbed.
Riots. There's riots.
Right. There's like one night of rioting.
One night only?
One night only.
Wow.
J-Way says, "Just sold my PSVR 2. I hope I regret it and play Ultra again someday." Damn, that's sad to hear. But fair enough. If you weren't enjoying us, you weren't enjoying us. Emotional scenes though. LSP says, "I feel bad for First Contact. They really did shoot themselves in the foot though." And Durbin Brown with the ghost cocks. Enjoy them, Durbin. Enjoy them. So yeah, Swordsman. I think Swordsman gets if Blade and Sorcery ever comes to PSVR 2, and I don't know why. It's another one of those games. It's like Half-Life Alyx and other shit that like just should be there for everyone involved to make money. But if it does, I think this game is in trouble. Because as good as it is, I don't think it matches the level of sophistication that's in Blade and Sorcery and, polish.
This game doesn't look... It doesn't look like it has like magic or anything like that, right? This is like all like
they've been, it might, because they've been adding so many things and updates throughout the years. Like they added like dismemberment and stuff like that. So, little things came in like that. Anyway, next topic, Dead Hook got revealed for PSVR 2. So you can wishlist it now on the PlayStation Store. I don't think it has a date or a price or anything like that. It's a game that was already released on the Quest, and you can see that in that trailer there where the visuals are looking like, you know, straight out of Rec Room. It looks like Doom, but if Doom had shit Quest graphics is what I've written here in the thing, even though I'm being overly harsh. But, you know, we don't know what the PSVR 2 version looks like. So you can imagine there's going to be some visual upgrades to it. I think it's like been reviewed well, and people who've played it like it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Buy it.
You've played this?
No.
Why are you telling me to buy it then? Why are you
Just
telling me to buy
Tell
it?
us if it's worth it or not, bitch.
You buy it.
No,
It's
no,
probably
money.
cheaper on Quest. Play it on the Quest and tell if it's worth getting on PSVR 2.
No, because the PSVR 2 is probably better with the controllers.
But yeah, clearly,
It's like-
definitely
It looks like a
inspired
quest,
by
like a
Doom.
Quest 2 rip off of Doom.
That's exactly
Doom
what
with
I said.
a grapple hook. It's Doom with a grapple hook where
There
you
you
can swing
go.
around.
Spider Doom.
Yeah.
I don't
Doesn't
have
make any
anything else
sense.
to say. What do you mean doesn't make any sense? You're Spider-Man.
Spider-Man doesn't have a grappling hook.
Oh, he
bitch.
swings around in a fucking same thing. If you can swing around
Shut
on a
up,
hook, you can
next
swing around on a
topic.
web.
You're
Yeah,
embarrassing
listen, you
yourself.
just
Swinging is swinging, jackpot.
Exactly.
Swinging is swinging.
exactly. Next topic is Very Bad Dreams. I don't have much to say about this other than it released in a bit of a state. People are saying it's not great. I know Gamertag, pretty like he literally said it's dog shit. He didn't review it or whatever. He's like, I'm not reviewing this. It's dog shit.
Yeah, he was not. He was not. He was not a fan of this one.
No, I saw his tweets. But the developers behind it put out a statement where they were like, "Oh, we knew that there was issues with the game. Apparently, it's very buggy. By the way, I don't know. We knew there was issues with the game, but Sony wouldn't let us delay it because we already had pre-orders or something like that. Which is, it feels like, you know, they're kind of putting the blame
So they
on
released
Sony.
this bug mess.
Yeah, they
It's
knew
not our
it was
fault.
shit. So
It's
yeah,
not
well,
our
they
fault.
forced
It's
us. They
Sony's
forced us
fault.
to do
It's
it.
Sony's
Yeah.
fault, not our fault.
As if a pre-orderable game never got delayed before. You know, Last of Us Part 2. I remember that getting delayed like a month before it launched.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So this sounds like one to avoid. Maybe they'll fix this in time with updates or whatever, but not my problem. Next
A horror
topic.
game where the scariest thing is the price
And the
Ooh.
performance. And the
and the
performance.
performance. Yeah.
The last one is Suicide Guy, which we finally got to. This game's out now on PSVR 2. You can buy it for $10 if you want, and by all accounts, it's trash. I saw a quick review from a YouTuber I don't recognize. I didn't see them before. They like review the PSVR 2 version. He very quickly went over all the reasons why it's bad. Like apparently the ladders even are broken. You can't climb them, and they fling you away, and just everything is it's messy. and
Oh my
not good.
goodness, what is going on? What is going on with like VR, man?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, but
It's like I'm going back in time into like PlayStation VR days where like this is just the normal games are just
Yeah.
broken and what's wrong with these games coming out not finished?
I don't know, people chancing their arms, you know. It's like, damn, there's some money to be made over here. People are desperate for some games. Just listen, they're smart to do only charge $10, you know. That's going to tempt people.
Also, am I crazy or this was Suicide Guy like renamed? Didn't they change the name because it was controversial or something and they called it like VR Guy or something?
I think so. I heard about
Right?
it.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, right? They did do that. And then
Well,
now
you
suddenly
are crazy, but you are right on this.
Unhinged.
But you are right
Yes.
on this.
fine.
But why is it,
But
if that's
yeah,
happened, then why is it back?
Yeah, it went to VR Guy and then suddenly it's just back to Suicide Guy. So like what's the point
Deluxe.
of that?
Deluxe. Don't
But,
forget the
but this
deluxe.
game was
Yeah,
supposed to
Deluxe,
be
Suicide
dog
Guy.
shit also because it's buggy, right? There's a lot of issues with the game.
Mhm.
Okay, so why? So what the fuck is happening? Why is Breachers not out? Why is I don't understand why some
I
games.
think it's performance. I think as long as it's not a performance issue. Because they can be
fucking-
like,
then-
oh, there's
Then
bugs,
everybody
but we
needs
got
to
a day
get
one
fired.
patch. We got a day one
Everybody needs to
patch.
get fucking fired at the Q&A if they allow this
Yes.
buggy mess to
Yes,
come
they
out.
do.
What's the whole point of fucking having people testing Q&A?
Oh, you know what? I just realized they probably changed it back to Suicide Guy because they have there's a Suicide Squad game coming out. It's just like, oh, if they
That
can be called
opened the door. Fucking hell.
Yeah, if they can be called Suicide Squad, why can't we be
Yeah.
Suicide Guy?
Or What if they upped the age rating? Would that do
Just
it?
for the name?
Just for the name. Just for the name. Plus, there's no kids on PSVR. Like, there's not really many kids on PSVR 2, is there? There is on Quest and stuff like that. But...
that's something to look forward to. Everyone that plays Breachers on Quest, now you can actually like play with adults mainly.
Yeah, just hopefully we can turn off that crossplay if we don't want it. Because some of us don't want to open the doors.
Then again, no, there's still a lot of stupid kids playing like Pavlov and stuff. So never mind. I take that.
We got crossplay. We got crossplay on that too. That's where they're coming from.
Oh yeah,
PC.
That's right. It's all the Quest's fault.
It's all the Quest's fault. I don't
bringing those kids into the games.
I don't want to say anything else about Suicide Guys, so that's the last topic, and all we've got left is the fax machine. So I'm just going to play the intro. Do it.
It's that time again for questions and topics submitted
the
by our
shortest.
viewers.
This is the shortest.
So let's go to our
So
fax
far.
machine and see what we have. Fax me harder, Daddy. I've been a bad boy.
Okay. We've got one,
What are the
2, 3,
questions?
4. We got 4 questions. All right. First one is from Mojo6699. He says, If you had to duel me, who would win? Snipers only. So I assume this is. He's
I don't know.
talking about
Duel me.
I think
I thought it said
5XL
duel
could take
me. I was
it.
like, what the fuck you talking?
What's
Duel
wrong with
me
you?
like fucking weapons, like
Yeah, like shoot each other,
Wild
kill
West?
each other. Yeah, but with snipers, he's saying.
Using snipers.
He's just saying one for one.
I suck with snipers, so I wouldn't have a chance. But I'm pretty sure 5XL could take you, no problem.
Damn, yeah, 5XL wiped the floor with your Mojo, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Listen, you're out of control with that 50 cal.
he's asking what
Pavlov.
sniper will we use?
Well,
No,
listen, he's famous for the 50 cal. All right, that's what he's talking about.
50 cal.
So it was not a question, it was a statement.
I don't know. Well, it wasn't a serious question. None of these are.
His question was tell everybody how good I am with
There you
using
go.
a
That's
50
the,
cal.
that's the question. It's been answered. PPO is the second question. He says, what is Jackbot's pre-virtual reality ritual?
Pre-virtual, like pre-game?
Like before you play a game, like what are you doing?
I think he smoked something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
that's,
what. Some
I
kind of smoke.
usually have this little capsule things that I put in my vaporizer. I load 2 of those capsules ready and I smoke them.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I smoke them, I
Masturbate.
play. Nah, fuck no.
No?
Fuck. No. Nothing,
Don't give
nothing
Amanda a
close
kiss in the
before or
cheek. Don't give
after.
Amanda a kiss in the cheek.
My
saying, "See you
mind
later,
can't
honey."
be not even close to that before or after a couple hours. So
Yeah.
you're disgusting.
Rose is anal bleaching? Question mark.
That's after. That's after playing.
After.
Damn. Petey Hawkins, aka the Governor, viewer, says, what single player game have you played multiple times to completion, and what is your reason for playing this multiple times? Any format, any generation. Mine is The Last of Us games, unrivaled story and gameplay for me. So there you go.
That's a
Single,
flat
no, he
screen
said single player.
specific?
Single player. It can be anything. As long
Oh,
as
it
it's
can be
single player.
VR?
It can
Okay.
be VR if you want, yeah.
So something that you played over and over again to completion. I'm guessing that means like a platinum, like getting the platinum trophy, or is that just like?
No, I mean, just like I would assume, just completing the story, you know.
Oh, just beating the game, I guess. Man,
Any of you have an
You
answer?
good?
I'd
No,
probably-
nothing.
I'd probably have Last of Us up there as well. Uncharted.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back many years because the last game that I played over and over again until I got everything done completely was way back when I played Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1. I played that game. I don't know how many hours. I just played the game. I must have played through that game like dozens of times, and it's a long game. But there's certain things that you need to do in order to like get everything completed, like unlocking everything in the game and like doing everything. And if you miss something early, then you don't get it like way later, and you don't realize it until way later in the game that you did something wrong, that you missed a weapon or something. So yeah, that would be my pick, I think.
All the Metal Gear Solid games for me, except for 5. I only played that once, and I'm never going to play it again. What or Jackpot?
I don't have a game. I had some games when I finished them. I don't play them again.
Not even something
I
like
don't think
Bioshock or were you a Bioshock man? I can't remember what you were.
I played it a little bit.
Gears of
but
War
no,
used to be an
I've
Xbox
never,
man. Surely you played Gears of War over and over, no?
No, the campaign or anything. No, like the multiplayer I did, but the campaign, there's no game that I finished and I want to play again.
Damn.
And I don't finish a lot of games, so that doesn't, I have a fuckload
What
of
about
games
like
that I
Resident
haven't really
Evil?
finished.
Well, maybe not you. You didn't do Resident Evil, but I'd add Resident Evil 7 and 8. For
I wouldn't play them.
virtual
I wouldn't
reality
play them again. Once it's a story, it's a story. For me, I don't know why I don't go back. Even if it's like I gotta unlock another gun or a different playthrough. A lot of games do the plus mode or whatever. That after you beat the game, you can play with everything you have. I don't know why I just don't really go back to them.
All right, fair enough.
And like I said, I don't finish that many games either. So
Most of the time I don't either. Once I beat a game, I usually don't replay it. It's not usually something I do. So it's very rare that I need to like go through a game like as many times as I can before I like have everything completed like 100%. Not often.
yo,
Oh, Timmy Tucker.
damn, Timmy Tucker.
Tasuki with the last one. He says, if you could have Firewall fix one issue today immediately, not including toggle grip, Muzz, what would it be and why?
Grenade throws. 100%.
All right, Jackpot.
Because Muzz said that already, I'm gonna pick another one. I'm just
Do
gonna
it.
say the progression system.
All right, I was going to say progression as well. Just get rid of the grind. I'm surprised you didn't say that your trinkets and shit.
Well,
I just
you
wanna-
need to say trinkets then.
All right.
Trinkets
So-
don't
Cover all
affect
the topics.
Just
trinkets are
include
good,
them
but
as-
they don't affect gameplay.
Yeah.
Like straight up gameplay, like I can't play the game like I did in Firewall 0 Hour because I can't shoot and I can't do my shooting, throwing, impact combo.
Okay, if
I
he's
just,
going,
can't, I just can't do that anymore in this game.
if he's going progression, I'll go with no crashes. Get rid of them crashes. No
Yeah,
more
crashes.
sucks on crossroads.
Cosmetics better than crashes. I'll take cosmetics before the crashes. The crashes suck, but not.
You didn't get kicked 3 times in a row. Like,
Yeah.
within 10 minutes. I think it was like a 10-minute period where I got kicked 3 times. It was crazy.
And you can't even see your own face paint. I don't know why the face paint thing. Well, obviously, I want the pumpkin face paint back because obviously, amazing, perfect.
I don't give a
face
fuck.
paint,
It's not
but you
about
can't
me.
see
It's about
yourself.
you. I want you.
Well,
Bitches
how often
to
are you
see
looking
it.
at other
Show up.
people though when you're killing them? It's like, oh, their
I'm
face
looking
is
at
like
you idiots
in the
all the
ground.
time. God, what do you always
You're
have
not
to
even.
go
You're
against
not
what I
even.
say?
I'm just saying, like in terms of priority, that like everything else has to be above it. You know, I still want that. What you want is important,
Yeah.
and I want that too. I'm just saying grenades are way more important, and the grind
Of
as well.
course.
And
Mirror
crash, yeah,
dimension.
I
crashing is
prefer the
fucked up.
cosmetics over the mirror dimension.
Ah, come on.
No, because mirror dimension is what makes people stop playing the game. Like if that happens to you too many
it
that's-
times,
happens
that's
it's
too
why
like,
much.
quit
Yeah,
stuff.
it just hasn't happened that much to me. It happens almost every other time.
And it's
with
the time. It's when you're about to kill someone because it knows you're shooting someone and then it crashes, and that's like
Yeah.
that adds more salt in the wound or whatever.
yeah, I was about to kill that guy and the game
Yeah.
just froze.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tasuki does have a second question. He says, "Who would win in a fight, Pumpkin's kids or Decepticon? Also, why?
Pumpkin's kids
Ooh.
easily.
Easily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got them
I'm
pipe
sure
cleaner
you-
hands. He showed off his pipe
I'm sure-
cleaner hands in golf multiple times.
Because Pumpkin's kids, they're clearly.
You're teaching them how to fight dirty. I'm sure you are. Like
Yeah.
they'll
But
throw
one
like
of his kids is like
pocket sand. They have
scratching.
pocket sand to throw in.
Yeah, and his IQ is high as fuck, and Decepticon's a fragile old man,
He's very
full of
there he is.
diseases.
There he is.
That will-
He's been summoned. He's been summoned by that one.
There he is.
He says the kids, the 15 of them will roll into a giant ball like critters. You get squished like a pancake.
I like that movie.
Like a cartoon.
What's that movie? Fucking God, with the evil kid. What's that movie with the little fucking evil redhead kid? And this doesn't want his dad to get married to the stepmom, and he's like a Home Alone type shit, but he's evil.
Oh, that's I know what you're talking about.
You know what's right? Okay,
Parent
there's a
Trap,
movie.
Lindsay
there's a-
Lohan.
No, not Parent
what the fuck? There's one scene where they're getting married, and then there's a giant ball that just fucking rolls and it flattens out. I think the evil stepmom.
Never heard of that.
That's what probably happened with your kids. Yeah,
That's
because you
fresh
don't
out,
fucking
fresh
get
out of
movies
Mexico.
over there.
That's fresh out of Mexico.
In
That
Ireland.
shit.
No,
That's
in
filmed
Ireland,
with a
you guys-
camcorder. That's just a Mexican wedding.
Problem child.
Just an average
Problem
Mexican.
child. Yeah, there you go. You guys in Ireland just barely get in
That's
Titanic.
your parents'
for me,
wedding
you know?
video.
You
Your
think-
homemade video for your parents' wedding. You put that on and you see everyone getting squished by a giant whatever the fuck. LSB says the little pumpkins would kick Decepticon's ass. Durban Brown says Chucky. I was thinking Chucky as well there for a sec, but he said
What?
kid, not
No,
dog.
Chucky.
And Fozzie Bear says problem child. Nobody's heard of it though. It's crazy. And that's it. That's it. We've done it in
all
less
the
than 2
fucking
hours
tips.
today. We've done it in less
We
than
did
2
it.
hours for the first time.
Did it. You did it.
It's over.
Wash your hands.
Streamlined.
Buy Battlefield. If you don't have
I
Battlefield,
started
buy it.
watching Preacher. Has anyone watched that?
Nope.
I think I saw the first 2 episodes and I just
Lost
stopped
interest.
watching it for some reason. You know, it was actually good. I'll to finish it because it's not very long, is it? It's like not too many episodes.
4 seasons are out and 10 episodes. These I'm still in the first season, so
Yeah, only 10 episodes per season. So
Yeah.
it's not...
it's not crazy. GG, PP says LSB, and BG says Decepticon. Who's
BG.
You want to
beaten
know?
by
You want to
toddlers.
know a really good show that you should watch? Everybody should watch. Have you ever heard of Black Sails?
I've heard of
Watch
it, yeah, but I haven't watched it though.
No one has. It's like probably one of the best TV shows ever made that no one watched. It's really sad.
Is it
Is
Canadian?
it complete?
No. Yes. Yeah. 4
It's complete.
seasons.
Okay.
4 seasons, and it's really, really good quality. It's basically like high quality Game of Thrones. That it's like pirate version of Game of Thrones. Super high quality. That's what it is.
All right.
Game of Thrones.
You don't like Game of Thrones, do you?
In pirates.
I haven't seen it.
Like I'm talking of like not Game of Thrones in terms of like how the,
Production value and stuff.
like, and how like any character can die kind of thing. Like it's like that
Okay.
kind of like
I like that too.
style.
Anyway,
Yeah,
what
really,
I don't
really good
what I don't like is having to talk to you for longer than I need to. So what I'm going to
Good.
do now is end the stream, and we'll be back tomorrow. Both of you need to send me a video, by the way. I'm still waiting. TikTok. All right. Snap.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Get it done.
I forgot
I'm
that.
about that. My cat's been sick, and my
Time to put that thing
Camera,
down,
bro.
Time to put that
My
thing
camera,
down.
bro.
No,
I had problems with my internet
You're
going
holding
in and
everything
out,
up.
and
You're holding everything up. Anyway, I'm in the stream. Thanks for watching.
PG.
Thank you, Muzz. Thank you, Jack Boss.
For sure.
Goodbye,
Bye,
GG.
everybody.
Wash your penis.
What the fuck is this?
no.
I like the crusty. Fuck you. I don't care.
My butt plug's
I'm out.
malfunctioning. My butt plug's malfunctioning.
Firewall 0 hour. Firewall 0 hour.
I can't stop it. I can't stop it.
Alright. PG. Goodbye. Goodbye.